It's 8:47 p.m. You're sitting with your laptop open. The document is there. The plan is there. The goals are written. You worked all week. You tried. You stayed busy. But deep down you feel something uncomfortable. You did what was required, not what was possible. And somewhere inside you there's this silent expectation that someone should notice how hard this feels. That someone should appreciate your struggle. That life should respond just because you're trying. But nothing moves. Your income doesn't change, your body doesn't transform, your influence doesn't grow. And the brutal truth starts whispering. Nobody cares. Not about how tired you are, not about how difficult it feels, not about how much potential you have. The world responds to output. Not effort. Not intention. Not emotion. In this video, you're going to understand why waiting to be noticed weakens you, why emotional negotiation keeps you average, and what shift must happen if you want real control. The shift is simple, but uncomfortable. Stop expecting recognition, start increasing output. Nobody cares. So work harder, good. If you're still here, that means something inside you already knows this is true. Let's make the structure clear. There are 4 internal shifts that must happen if you're going to stop waiting and start separating yourself. First, you must detach effort from validation. Most people operate inside what psychologists call approval dependence. Their intensity rises when they feel observed and drops when they feel unseen. That creates instability. Second, you must eliminate emotional bargaining. You tell yourself, I worked enough today. Not because the standard was met, but because you're tired. That's self-licensing bias. You reward yourself before results exist. Third, you must stop confusing activity with progress, answering emails, scrolling research, rearranging plans. It feels productive. But productive feeling and measurable output are not the same thing. Fourth, you must anchor discipline to identity, not mood. If you only work hard when inspired, you will live in cycles. If you work hard because that is who you are, stability replaces drama. Here's a simple example. A man starts a side business. First 2 weeks he tells friends. Posts updates. Talks about the grind. He works intensely. By week 4, nobody is asking about it anymore. The excitement fades. His effort drops. The opportunity didn't disappear, the audience did. When attention leaves, standards reveal themselves. In the next part, we'll break this down in real situations, career, money, health, and personal boundaries, and expose what work harder actually means beyond emotion. Let's begin where most people hide the truth, at work. You say you want growth, promotion, respect, higher income. But watch your behavior closely. When your supervisor is watching, you're sharp. You reply faster. You check details twice. You stay focused. Your posture changes. Your tone changes. When oversight relaxes, your intensity relaxes. That's not incompetence. That's conditional effort. You have trained yourself to perform for supervision, not for standards. Careers don't compound during meetings. They compound in the unseen hours. The quiet improvements. The extra skill you build that nobody assigned. The preparation no one demanded. There was a colleague I observed years ago. Nothing dramatic. Average office. Average team. But he did one thing differently. He prepared for meetings that weren't even on his calendar yet. He studied systems outside his role. No announcement. No complaint. No show. For 2 years, nobody cared. Then one restructuring happened. He wasn't the loudest. He wasn't the most social. But he was the most capable. The promotion looked sudden. It wasn't. It was private compounding meeting public opportunity. Now shift to money. Most people work hard, but spend emotionally. When stress increases, spending increases. When income rises slightly, lifestyle rises immediately. That's not financial strategy. That's mood regulation. You say you deserve it. You say you worked hard. But hard work does not equal financial strength. If nobody cares about your financial discipline, you will drift toward comfort. And comfort is expensive. A short quote from Jim Rohn captures it clearly: discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. The bridge is not built with excitement. It's built with restraint. Now look at health. You push when there's an event, a wedding, a trip, a deadline. You track calories. You wake up early. You feel urgent. After the event passes, the urgency fades. So does the discipline. That means your effort was attached to visibility, not identity. Your body doesn't respond to events. It responds to repetition. Nobody cares if you skip a workout. Nobody monitors your diet. Nobody tracks your sleep. And because no one cares, most people negotiate. I'll restart Monday. I deserve rest today. I've done enough. The brutal truth is not that you are weak. It's that you are emotionally negotiable. As long as your standards depend on recognition, supervision, or urgency, you will cycle. Work harder does not mean exhaust yourself. It means remove negotiation. It means increase output even when applause disappears. It means your private effort slightly exceeds your public requirement. That is where identity shifts. Right now, you might see yourself as someone trying to grow, trying to improve, trying to be disciplined. But people who are trying slow down when unseen. People who identify as disciplined do not. That difference is subtle, but it changes everything. Now we go deeper, because the real battle is not external. It is internal. The first shift is this: stop performing effort. Start producing output. There is a difference. Performing effort looks like staying late at work but spending half the time distracted. It looks like opening business books but not implementing anything. It looks like planning goals repeatedly without increasing capacity. Producing output is measurable. Skills improved. Revenue increased. Body stronger. Debt reduced. One of the most dangerous traps is invisible comfort. You convince yourself you're working hard because you feel mentally tired. But mental fatigue is not always progress. Sometimes it is just scattered attention. A grounded example. A friend of mine worked remotely. He would log in early, log out late, constantly feel exhausted. He believed he was outworking everyone. But when he tracked actual deep work hours, it averaged 3 focused hours per day. The rest was messaging, browsing, reactive tasks. Nobody cared how long he sat at his desk. Only results mattered. Once he measured output instead of hours, everything changed. Fewer hours. More impact. Higher value. The second shift: eliminate emotional permission. You do something slightly difficult, and immediately you want relief. You save money for 2 months, then you reward yourself early. You train consistently for 3 weeks, then you deserve a break. You study for several nights, then you relax before mastery is built. This is self-reward before completion. It feels fair. It feels human. But it interrupts compounding. Jim Rohn once said, "We must all suffer one of 2 pains. The pain of discipline or the pain of regret." Emotional permission avoids short-term discomfort and guarantees long-term frustration. Nobody cares if you stop early, but you will live with the consequence. The third shift: strengthen private standards. Public standards are the minimum required by your environment. Show up on time. Finish tasks. Pay bills. Private standards are what you do beyond requirement. You research one more angle, you save a higher percentage, you train with stricter form, you prepare for opportunities that may not come soon. Private standards create separation. Here's something most people misunderstand. They believe opportunity creates confidence. It doesn't. Preparation creates confidence. Opportunity exposes it. When nobody is watching, you are either building leverage or maintaining comfort. And comfort has no future advantage. The final shift: detach identity from mood. If your effort depends on how you feel, you are unstable by definition. Some mornings you wake up motivated. Some mornings you don't. If mood decides output, progress becomes random. But when identity decides output, mood becomes background noise. You don't ask, "Do I feel like it?" You ask, "Is this aligned with who I said I am?" That question removes drama. It removes debate. It removes the need for encouragement. Nobody cares if you feel uninspired. Nobody adjusts deadlines because you are tired. Nobody compensates you for intention. So the mature response is not resentment. It is responsibility. When you accept that no one is tracking your potential, something clarifies. You stop waiting to be pushed. You push yourself. And this is where real power begins. Now bring everything into one clear frame. Nobody caring is not an insult. It is structure. The market does not care how long you've struggled. Your body does not care how sincere your intention is. Your bank account does not care how motivated you felt last month. They all respond to input. That is neutral. Not cruel. Neutral. When you understand this, discipline stops being emotional. It becomes mechanical. You input effort, you measure output, you adjust, you repeat. Over time, this repetition compounds. Compounding is not dramatic. It is quiet accumulation. An extra 1% improvement per week does not look impressive. But over a year, it changes identity. Over 5 years, it changes lifestyle. The person who reads 10 pages per day doesn't feel powerful in a week. But in 3 years, they think differently, speak differently, decide differently. The person who saves a small percentage consistently does not feel wealthy in 6 months. But in 5 years, they have options. The person who trains modestly but regularly does not look transformed in 30 days. But in 2 years, they carry themselves differently. Compounding rewards stability. Stability requires identity. If you see yourself as someone who needs recognition, you will constantly seek it. And when it disappears, so will your intensity. If you see yourself as someone who produces regardless of audience, you become difficult to stop. Responsibility then stops feeling heavy. It feels clean. You no longer blame environment. You no longer wait for fairness. You no longer measure progress by applause. You measure it by alignment with your own standard. Nobody cares. So you remove distraction. You stop explaining your effort. You stop negotiating with comfort. You quietly increase your output. And slowly, over time, what was invisible becomes undeniable. Now, the final consolidation. Discipline is not a task. It is identity. Not effort. Not struggle. Not emotional display. The compounding effect of identity-based work is subtle but relentless. 1 extra focused hour per day. 1 avoided impulse purchase. 1 consistent workout. 1 difficult conversation handled well. All of these small, private acts accumulate quietly. Over months and years, they reshape your life without hype or announcement. Responsibility and self-respect are inseparable here. When you uphold standards in private, you build respect for yourself that cannot be borrowed from others. Recognition is irrelevant. Accountability becomes internal. Your decisions no longer hinge on attention or applause. Consider financial discipline. You save beyond immediate needs. You invest consistently. Nobody praises you. Yet over time, your capital grows silently. That is compounding at work. Consider health. You train when motivation is absent. You eat well even when no one notices. Your body and energy accumulate quietly. Consider work. You prepare for challenges nobody sees. You develop skills that are unremarkable to outsiders. And yet, when opportunity arrives, you move ahead effortlessly. All of this stems from one principle: your standard defines your identity, not external attention. The world may remain indifferent. Your peers may not notice. But your competence, resilience, and clarity grow anyway. Nobody cares. That is freedom. It removes negotiation, waiting, and complaint. All that remains is execution aligned with identity. Nobody cares. That is the point. Not cruelty. Not insult. Just fact. When you stop expecting recognition, you stop bargaining with effort. You stop pausing when no one watches. You stop seeking shortcuts or excuses. Your standard becomes self-evident. Your discipline becomes invisible yet undeniable. You work. You prepare. You save. You train. You refine. Not for applause. Not for approval. Not for acknowledgement. But because that is who you are. Because your identity demands it. Over time, this repeated, private effort compounds into something irreversible. Your skills, your habits, your resilience, they grow quietly. The world eventually responds, not because it cares, but because output cannot be ignored forever. Nobody cares. So you work harder, not loudly, not emotionally, just steadily, and inevitably, the results will reflect the person you became in the absence of attention.